So why should you stop drinking water with your meals? Now, I made another video on this as it relates to protein digestion and why you want to make sure that you have the stomach acid in your stomach, not diluted. When you drink water, you're going to dilute that. You want to make sure that you have enough acid to be able to break down the protein so that your body can absorb it. But this just follows along with any digestion. I don't want to dilute my stomach juices, okay, the acids that are in there. I don't want to dilute them because my body has a nice balance of what it needs to be able to digest. Now, another reason why you would want to not drink water with your food is you'll start to notice that if you need water, you're probably not eating healthy, water-rich foods. You're not getting enough of that. And maybe it might bring attention to at least that you need to start making better food choices. If you're eating bagels and chips and baked goods and things that are dry, right? And all those things are kind of more dry. They're not like a meat, or they're not like a vegetable. They're not like a fruit. Those things have water in them. They're going to be water rich. And your body is going to like that because your body needs water, but you're not going to need to balance it out with a bunch of water because it's going to be easily digested. Well, the digestive juices you need to help digest things, the water that's in them, natural. Well, another key component that I just was made kind of a revelation today because I needed to hear this from myself, right? I was sitting there eating and I was at a restaurant and I got a big giant omelet and I'm sitting there and I'm eating and I tend to eat very fast. And so I didn't even ask for some water because I don't drink water about 30 minutes before I eat and then 30 minutes after. So about the time I got like an hour where in the middle I eat, I have an hour where I'm not drinking water. I'll drink water anytime other than that again, but around my meals, I don't drink water. Well, I'm at the restaurant and no water, thanks. And so I'm eating my food and I'm like, oh man, all right, I think I need some water. Well, what was happening? I was kind of in a rush, all right? I was going from one client to the next. I just stopped by somewhere. I sat down. I was like, okay, I'm going to get this giant omelet. And this huge amount of food came. And so I'm eating this, 5-egg omelet and I'm scarfing it down. What's one of the things that I do? I eat fast. Well, if I'm not chewing my food, the saliva and the enzymes that are in my mouth don't get a chance to break down. But also, I don't chew my food up. If I don't chew it a lot, it's not going to be kind of in that liquid, smoothie state before I swallow it. There's going to be big chunks of bacon in there, and that's not going to be very easy to go down, and I'm going to need water. So what did I do? In the middle of the meal, I kind of got my bearings, all right? I took a break, I took a couple deep breaths, and then I started eating my food, and I started really chewing it all the way through. And that forces you to slow down. That's going to help your digestion as well. Well, if you take all those into consideration, I'm slowing down, I'm chewing my food, I'm making sure that when I'm eating my meals, I have enough water-rich foods in them. A lot of times, even if you don't have a lot of water-rich foods, if you slow down and you chew your food, because like I said, the saliva that gets going in your mouth, and because you're chewing it up into like a paste, that's going to be able to be, slide down no problem. You're not going to need water. And then on top of it, if you think preemptively, hey, I don't want to dilute the juices that are in my stomach, those stomach acids that help me break down, especially when it comes to meat and protein. For someone like myself, who is a type A, and I tend to, type A blood types, they tend to have a little bit less stomach acid on average. At least that's what I've been told. And I know that's true for me because, food just tends to stay in my stomach, especially with meat. I feel kind of sluggish after. So for me, if I want to maximize my digestion, I've got to make sure that I'm not diluting those juices. So for me, those 3 reasons are super important. And those are the reasons why I don't drink water with my foods. And the last one about slowing down and really chewing the food, that's the one I really need to work on because I tend to eat fast, I talk fast, I drive fast. That's another one that gets me in trouble, driving fast. So I have to slow down, and it's a metaphor for my whole life. But in regard to digestion, I know that I'll be able to assimilate the food that I'm eating a lot better because it's in that state that my body can actually do something with it. And especially if you have a weaker digestion like I do, you're going to need all the help you can get. Digestion starts in the mouth. When you start chewing, saliva goes. There's enzymes that are already breaking down food in your mouth. And if you continue to do that, again, it's going to make it an easier job for your stomach and your intestines to do their job to, again, assimilate that food and make it into your body. So I started doing this and I started noticing changes in regard to how my body was processing the protein, how my body was absorbing that. I started to notice that my body was, I didn't need to force myself to get so many grams of protein, all right? I was getting enough. When I ate a lot of protein, I wasn't having protein farts, okay? I was actually digesting it. That's one of those signs that you're not digesting well, is you're passing a lot of gas, all right? It smells like really bad sulfur, all right? Eggs, rotten eggs, not good. So if your body's digesting it, you're gonna be able to use that. So the strength training that I'm doing, I'm able to, again, replenish through eating the protein, and it's actually gonna build the muscle, okay? So digestion for me, especially that protein digestion, is so important because I'm a hard gainer. It's hard for me to build muscle. Now, is that contributed to the fact that I have, type A and I'm low stomach acid? Maybe. So that's why I have to do these strategies to make sure that I use every advantage that I need, that I can get as a skinnier guy, as someone that, again, is harder for me to build muscle than, say, someone else. I have to use all these tools to my advantage. So that's why I don't drink water. That's why you should start maybe examining it for those other reasons, all right? Just for digestion's sake, it'll slow you down. Slowing down in general has been shown to really just help overall, because we want to be in a sympathetic nervous system, or parasympathetic, not sympathetic, right? All right. So we want to be calm, right? We want to be in a state of rest and digest, not fight or flight. And when you slow things down, which again, for me, I need to take as a metaphor for my whole life, as I'm talking really fast right now, as I'm making this video, I have to slow down when I eat. And I have to make sure that I'm chewing the food enough so that it comes down. When I did that at the meal this morning, I was like, oh man, I need water. I almost asked for it. Then I stopped for a second. It was like, the reason why you need water is you're not chewing your food, because it was a big omelet. It was like nice, juicy omelet, all right? It was steaming on there, all right? It was beautiful, all right? Bacon and sausage, and it was just delicious. It was me. I was the one that wasn't chewing my food because I was in a rush, and I tend to do that on average. So slowing down is gonna help keep you a little bit more relaxed. Again, you're gonna get that digestion started in your mouth. It's gonna be easier for your digestion in your intestines. You're gonna be able to assimilate it. You're gonna make sure that your digestive juices are strong so that they can break that food down and bring it into the body. So that's why you shouldn't be drinking water with your meals. That's why I don't do it. See how it works for you. And when you see some results, come back to me and see how it goes. All right, take care. Bye.